Hello, fellow armchair Imagineers. It's your podcasting compatriot, Tiki, here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
And Jacob Wild 2.
And together, we are the Big Podcast 3.
Yay.
Not gonna scream into the mic this time. Gonna change it up a little bit for the holiday season. You
Oh,
know?
how refreshing.
It's like a Kiss Save Santa sort of situation. It's like, yeah, we're the Big Podcast 3. You know, we're rockers, but we're still for the kids.
You know,
of course we're gonna save Santa, Mrs. Claus.
That would actually be an interesting special to see.
Oh, Dragon and I have long since speculated about the potential there. Don't you worry, Jacob. I still think we should do that as a pitch one of these days, Dragon.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, we are here. This is like the first standalone episode that we've talked about for Big Hero 6 in quite a while. Because, of course, Big Hero 6, it usually drops in like these bombs, if you will, kind of like drops an episode a day. And, just kind of facing the facts here, Big Hero 6 not as popular of a show as DuckTales, so we've been doing weekly recaps instead of episode-by-episode recaps like we do with DuckTales.
The recent big hit has been Amphibia.
Oh, yeah, right, I've heard about Amphibia. That's on Disney Plus, right?
Now, going forward, Big Hero 6 is returning on a weekly basis, starting in January. So what we're probably going to bunch them up after like the next kind of few weeks have been announced. So I think we may or may not end up doing that. So don't hold us to anything, folks.
Well, wait, I mean, if it's just, are you saying one episode a week?
Yeah, one episode a week, yeah.
I mean, I don't see why we'd have to bunch them up in that case.
I don't know. Okay, well, we'll look and we'll be sure about that. Point being, we'll not have to worry about it until after the holidays.
All right.
Anyway.
So it is refreshing to get like just a nice standalone episode that doesn't have to go, dive into like any sort of bigger plot or arc or anything. It's just a nice Christmas episode. It's honestly, I got to tell you guys, this episode is pretty much exactly what I was hoping for a Big Hero 6 Christmas episode, which was, you got Baymax as Santa, you got some nice Tadashi stuff, you've got some snow, you've got some fun holiday inventions, you got the villains being merry around the holidays. I mean, honestly, that kind of is the check mark for what I would expect from this, and I feel like it kind of ticks all the boxes. It's not an amazing Christmas special or anything, but I was quite happy with it, just in terms of like, conceptually it did everything I wanted it to do.
I agree.
You know what I have to say? I have two words to say to this whole episode, this whole holiday episode. Bah humbug.
Oh no.
No, I'm kidding. I absolutely love this episode.
Oh God, you scared me. I was like, oh my God, wow.
Seriously, this to me was one of the best episodes of season 2. I thought this was a very solid holiday episode. I mean, remember, season 2's been a little touch and go getting into this one.
It has been. It's not been as consistent.
Unfortunately, this was way better than I based on how season 2's been going. I thought it was going to be like part of the course, but no, this one was really good. It was a really great holiday episode. I loved this episode.
And there even was a Christmas Carol reference in this episode.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the Cray stuff. Oh my God, that was so well done.
Merry
He wrote
Christmas.
a cookbook. Of all things, a cookbook.
Merry Christmas.
Kind of reminds me of Irving and Mr. Robot Dragon.
Oh, God.
It's your cravings for Christmas.
But seriously, having Cray as kind of like a one-off, like one-scene Scrooge arc was genius, I thought.
Yeah.
It's like
we're not going to do the whole Christmas Carol, but we're going to definitely address it with him. Like, yeah, he's an obvious Scrooge parallel.
Alan Tudyk is on fire this year, man. I mean, not only is he doing Cray, again, he's got Frozen 2, and right now he's the Joker, man. I want to see him in live action, but right now he's doing the voice of the Joker in that Harley Quinn show. Alan Tudyk's killing it right now, man.
And it's like basically like, yeah, this is what would happen if Scrooge just realized it from the get-go.
Yep. What if we just abridged Christmas Carol to like one. That's where we're going these days. We want to make everything shorter and more. We want to make it like the ET holiday thing. We want to make it like a length of a commercial. Let's just do that with Christmas.
I mean, it's basically
the
what
ET
it is.
Holiday thing. I honestly think it's good enough to cover in a recap podcast at some point.
I would like to do that at some point if we weren't stopped up, maybe.
I mean, that pretty much was it. Like Christmas Carol and Bridge. Like, you want to know how the Christmas Carol goes? Just add in 3 ghosts, and you basically got the Christmas Carol for that.
However, we did add a Santa Claus in this case, and better, we added a Santa Baymax, which I thought was the most charming thing.
It's one of those things where it's like, as soon as you hear Big Hero 6 Christmas, that's what you want to see, and they delivered it.
It was in the thumbnail for Disney Now.
Yes.
I just love how Craze just like, like, what would you like for Christmas this year? And Craze like, oh, we're going for this. Okay, let's go.
44-year-old man.
Yeah, 44. Mm-hmm. Like, what would you want for Christmas, 44-year-old man? Scott Adson, we love you.
So this is we obviously we're going to get to this episode at some point, if not probably on Christmas in July next year, possibly. I mean, I want to say a firm yes, but we don't know what's going to happen. Looking to the future here, so as they cover the highlights.
I think in order to do that, we're going to have to not cover a lot here because I don't want to repeat points.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe we want to cover the highlights here.
Right.
I like the flashback with Tadashi and like the snow machine.
I was honestly kind of bummed that the whole episode wasn't a flashback at first.
But they did tie it up really nice.
They tied it up really well, you're right. And, when we got into the episode proper, I was fine with it. I'm just saying, man, that cold open really got me invested. And when we cut away to the credits, without going back into present day, I was like, oh my God, could this be a whole episode in the past? And, it wasn't, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it does kind of make me wonder if we could do a whole episode in the past on this show and what that would be like.
It cracks the door open. It's possible.
Right.
I'd say that, look, there's so many great moments in this episode. I think one that really cracked me up, the fact that Fred and Richardson Mole have this rivalry tradition where basically they get each other these wonderful yet inconvenient gifts, and it's hysterical. Yeah. Oh, the trolley runner is really funny too. The fact is that we had played
the trolley runner was my favorite gag in the episode.
It just keeps going, and it's just.
And we got to see like how these different characters are celebrating the holidays, and Globby's fixing cookies with Felony Carl.
Yes.
That's the kind of stuff that sort of like reminded me of like Phineas and Ferb style humor.
Yeah,
like the runner on the trolley.
Yeah.
It kind of is really like the joke that keeps escalating until the very
end.
That's
what I'm saying. Yeah.
The villains have a Christmas party, and that is great. I love me some mundane villain Christmas parties, and the fact that the Baron von Steamer, I love that he's a man of the holidays. Like, no fighting on Christmas. He's invites the party crashers in. It's great.
He's like, Christmas is a time for peace, and if you disrupt that, I'll destroy you.
It's great. It's wonderful. I love. Here's the thing that cracks me up is they're doing White Elephant or Yankee Swap. But it doesn't fully go this route. It kind of starts off like, okay, you got to pick a gift from under the tree. It sounds almost like basically it's not going to the assigned person, so it is kind of like a Yankee Swap or a White Elephant, where basically or Nasty Christmas as it's known on the West Coast. My point is, no, I'm kidding about it. I have no idea what it is locally, but the point is it comes by many different.
It was fine. Everything was like working fine until. Like you're supposed to wait until Mr. Sparkles just took it out of his hands. Like you're supposed to wait until after the presents are taken.
Yeah.
Like everyone goes before just like yanking out of someone's hand, Eugene.
Exactly. So it's kind of White Elephant. It's kind of not White Elephant. I don't know. The point being,
basically, the entire fight is Mr. Sparkle's fault.
That it is.
It's like. But it was nice. It's kind of interesting. Just that I love this concept, like villains just getting together just to celebrate the holidays. I always like that for some reason.
Yeah, and you know what? I called Noodle Burger Boy when we were in the dump. It's like, okay, Noodle, because remember Trina and Noodle Burger Boy, they're kind of shopping for parts and everything in the scrapyard. It's like, okay, Noodle Burger Boy has to be here. And it was. I'm proud of myself there.
He even had a modified jingle.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it was nice. It's a little holiday version of the guys. Oh, it's wonderful. This episode's firing all cylinders for me, man. It's like it put me in the holiday spirit. I was so pleased with it. All right. Well, the
Right,
Tadashi heart of it all. So again, that payoff, it's really sweet.
it's a really good payoff, yeah, and I do like that the episode does have a pretty good structure to it in terms of just we got to get the present, man, and the present's just going all these different places, and it's pretty much and it's pretty much just sort of a scavenger hunt type deal.
Yeah, it's a very low stakes episode, but it's just it's like kind of a nice break after all that stuff that's happened before.
It's a low stakes episode until you find out that it was Tadashi's present, and then I would wager to say it's a very high stakes episode.
Oh yeah, but even then, there's no big looming villain threat or anything like that. That's what I'm talking about.
Sure.
But obviously the stakes are there, and they're very more emotional stakes rather than physical ones.
Yes. And I tell you, I love the whole. One last thing I really have with it here, with the whole Tadashi of it all, is that I love the logical idea that again, this is the first Christmas special Big Hero 6 is having, so presumably we're kind of in the events of the first year of Big Hero 6, reaching the end of the first year, kind of chronologically, and essentially. It's the first year without his brother, and everyone's being really supportive around Hero here, and even Granville, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, usually Granville be like, Mr. Hamada finished so soon.
Oh my god! Okay, yeah, Granville given the hug.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god,
my heart was melting already.
Totally.
And you gave him the candy cane. You gave him the candy cane, man.
After that, I expected some kind of punchline or just some other thing, but no, it's just a genuinely consoling scene out of that.
And you know what? I feel like that's exactly the type of stuff that makes this episode a solid Christmas episode, is the fact that we can just linger on those moments. And I love the notion that everyone's so concerned about Hero around the holidays, it being the first holiday without Tadashi. I love the genuine, I almost feel like, it's not even really a fair comparison because obviously this series has a lot more screen time to develop the characters, but I really do feel the bond between all these characters more than I did in the movie.
That's a fair point.
Not a fair comparison, but a fair point.
Yeah.
We even get to see how even Aunt Kiss is kind of taking it hard too.
Yeah. And
that
honestly,
was a beautiful moment with Aunt Cass, just I miss him too, Hero.
Oh god. Aunt Cass, man. Just
Aunt Cass.
But you know what, guys? I think the whole thing is just summed up by the image we have here. It all comes together in this really happy, lovely moment where it's snowing out. They're all taking a little group photo, and it's basically the family a Hero does have, the new unconventional Big Hero 60 family.
Even Go-Go stuck out her tongue for the snow.
Yeah.
That was adorable.
And she only does it for January snow.
Right.
And
Smile Go-Go, okay, only for a second.
Nice. Yeah. I guess technically she would be the Scrooge.
The Scrooge.
She'd be the Scrooge of the team.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't Cray is obviously the Scrooge, but I guess
he is.
Storyline.
But I was making more I forgot about Cray. You're right. Cray's the hysterical. Basically, he's the 5-minute Scrooge.
Now, if they really wanted to be bold, what they could do in season 3's holiday special, if they do a holiday special in season 3, is man, I want to see some Callahan stuff.
That'd be interesting.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. The 2 minutes of screen time we got with Callahan in this series was more interesting than his entire arc in the movie.
It was pretty interesting, yeah.
All right. So, you know what I say to the fact that Callahan wasn't in this episode?
What do you say?
You know what I'm going to say. That was their mistake. God,
Their mistake is always the.
I'm just ripping off another YouTuber every time I do that. So, shout out to Schaeferellas for birthing that joke.
Happy holidays. They should say happy holidays, Schaeferella.
But Yeah, I mean, really, at the end of the day, there's not a ton to discuss with this thing. It's just a very nice, very wholesome holiday special. I'm sure once we go beat by beat over it, with Christmas in July, I'm sure we'll obviously kind of fine pick all the really good stuff.
Absolutely, but yeah, this is seriously. This was a slam dunk, man. I don't know if I can say it's the best episode of season two. It's definitely the one I've enjoyed the most out of season two. I'll say that much.
It's basically just like a fun, laid back, and more like it. I mean, it's more laid back and just basically just watch and just get a good fuzzy feeling out of it.
Yeah, I mean, we got a little bit of villain battle in there, so you got a little bit of the action as service. It's just kind of like a fun, we have our characters, we have them doing stuff, we have the Christmas kind of quota.
Felony Carl and Globby around the holidays. I know we already mentioned it, but it's
Felony Carl. That's what I'm saying. We're checking all the boxes without being kind of tripped up in the arbitration of these Carmy in this episode. Do we like what she's doing in this episode? Versus we don't have any of that going on. We have that we're dealing with is the Liv Amara stuff quite clicking here? It's what about this new Will?
Oh man, the Liv Amara stuff was the whole is the Liv Amara stuff clicking or not, man? That was just honestly, that whole thing kind of brings down the season for me.
That's what I'm saying. We're not keeping the arbitration of, oh man, it's been a while since we've seen this new Will Friedle character. I don't know. We're not being tripped up. It's a wonderful respite in the midst of our stories. Guys, let's just bask in Big Hero 6 and sit around the holidays. What do you say? And it felt rewarding. It felt good. It felt jolly, one could say.
And we got Baymax as Santa.
Yes, what more could one ask?
All right. So I feel that was kind of brief, but I feel that's about it. I feel we don't really have much else to go off of here. Any final thoughts, guys?
Loved it.
I think it's a very solid episode. It's kind of what you'd want out of a Christmas special such as this and a show like this. I mean, I definitely felt invested into the whole thing.
The episode was the gift the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dragon kind of hit it on the head where, it was really nice to have a standalone episode of the series where we didn't have to kind of focus on some of the baggage that the series comes with. It was really nice to just kind of see just a nice, wholesome storyline with some good humor, kind of ticks a lot of the check boxes of what you want to see in a Big Hero 6 episode. So overall, a really fun time and probably one of the better episodes of season 2, which is unfortunate because I feel season 1's big strength was the main overarching plot, and season 2 seems to be going in a different direction where the main strength is probably more the standalone episodes. But we'll see how it goes. We've got something like 6 or so episodes left of season 2. Something like that.
Maybe. This is 18, so it's 20. Maybe, I think so. I think 6.
Something like that. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. Have a happy holiday season. A couple more holiday reviews are going to be up for you guys for seasonal shenanigans. We're going to be doing Klaus, which is our the Netflix animated movie that just came out, the hand-drawn animated movie that just came out, I might add.
Does it look 3D? It's a myth. It's 2D and it's beautiful.
And they did use 3D to help animate it.
Well,
yeah, I know they did, but still, the fact that there's hand-drawn stuff in there.
What being it's darn good animation, folks.
And then on Christmas Eve, we already recorded this a week ago, but, on Christmas Eve, Dragon and I are going to be uploading a very special finale to Seasonal Shenanigans. Not going to be telling you guys what that is quite yet, but let's just say it's something that we've talked about doing on Seasonal Shenanigans for a few years now. So it's a little bit of a bucket list thing for us in that regard. So
yes.
So have a happy holidays, y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see y'all later.
La la la
La la la la la la la la la.